Secret Lair is simultaneously one of the greediest things Wizards of the Coast could possibly do, but also one of the most consumer-friendly things Wizards of the Coast could possibly do. If you think about what Wizards normally sells, which is booster packs are randomized and therefore not pro-consumer. It is, that's why they have the saying, buy singles, right? Is because booster packs, on average, are not going to get you what you want. Now, booster packs value has to be driven by the value of the cards inside, in part, at least. And if a set has good cards in it, especially for a game like Magic the Gathering, there are going to be people who want the booster packs and will pay a premium for the booster packs. If the cards are not good inside of the booster packs on average, then people won't buy them or will pay less. Secret Lair comes in, and Secret Lair is literally the buying of singles. It's what consumers want, kind of, which is to just get the cards they want. And Wizards of the Coast, in theory, is able to just cherry pick the best cards and put them in Secret Lairs, and then guarantee sell them and just collect those profits. One of the original Secret Lairs that ever came out was the Bitter Blossom Secret Lair, which was, miraculously, it was a $30 Secret Lair that came with a $30 card. At the time, Bitter Blossom was a $30 card. And it came with that card and 4 tokens that went with the card. And so for $30, you could get a $30 card. Wild. I mean, it's just interesting for a company that prints booster packs, that sells randomized products, to print into the world just a single card at the market value. Now, sometimes they print cards that are above value into their Secret Lairs. It's not often, but they do it, like with this one a couple years ago, the Pixel Perfect Extra Life 2024 Secret Lair that came with a Fierce Guardianship, as well as a couple other cards, Lightning Bolt, Mana Geyser. But at the time, this was a decent pickup. And what's been interesting is over the past year, the value has gone up, where these used to sell for $50 and now they sell for $70. But Wizards has this ability. They can sell Secret Lairs that have cards that are valuable in them. Many times they don't. A lot of Secret Lairs, they're relying on the art or the artist, where there isn't inverted expected value. The cards inside the Secret Lair are not worth what the Secret Lair costs. And we can see that on their website, not this website, but if we go to the Secret Lair website, Secret Lair Wizards, you can see all the Secret Lairs that aren't selling, like the Garfields and Dwarf Fortress and My Little Pony. And so it's these are Secret Lairs where the cards inside, their value does not add up to what the Secret Lair cost. However, sometimes they do it. Sometimes they sell Secret Lair where the cards inside do add up to the value outside. And they're doing that again. They're doing that with their Secret Lair X Global Fund for Women. Their magic is limitless. And what's so interesting about this is a good thing. I'm not saying this is a bad thing. This is a good thing. But it's so interesting that when the money goes to a good cause, they put in valuable cards, right? They could always put in valuable cards, but they don't. Sometimes they put in, I Hate Mondays. What even is this card? Beast Within? Yeah. Sometimes they just do a Beast Within or a Soul Ring that doesn't actually have a ring in it. But when the money matters, when it's going towards a good cause, that's when they put in Finale of Devastation. That's, like I said, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's just interesting. All right. So there's not just Finale Devastation, although Finale Devastation is a $55 card, which is just bonkers. Is there a vacuum? Can you hear this? Okay, it's not too bad. There's a vacuum behind me, but I don't think the microphone's picking up too much. Well, pause. So Finale Devastation, $55 card, just expensive. And then inside of the Secret Lair comes with Finale Devastation. It has great art on it too. Cultivate, valuable, not particularly valuable, $1, $2 card, but a good card. Dark Ritual is a valuable card, $5, $10 card. Lathril, Blade of Elves. This Soul Ring, Path of Ancestry, Coat of Arms. This Secret Lair is a slam dunk for scalpers, all except for one small detail. It is print to demand. this is going to be open order for a couple weeks, and you can buy presumably as many as you want, although they might still limit it or something like that. You can come back and buy more. I don't know. But it is print to demand. And so the question is this a good buy? Well, it's going towards a good cause. So in that way, it's a good buy. And guess what? The value's there, which makes a good buy. And then you might be questioning, well, if it's print to demand, will it still hold value or increase in value? And well, the Pixel Perfect one did. This was also a print to demand secret lair that at least in the past year has seen appreciation. Before that, so the first year from 24 to 25, it perhaps did not see very much appreciation, but here we are at almost or about double the price. No, I think it's almost double the price 2 years later. Not incredible, but I actually had some thoughts on secret lairs as a whole that wanted to share, because I have been doing some work getting some data together, and I have data on secret lairs and how they perform. And so when I asked my trusty AI, in the past 6 months, on average, have secret lairs appreciated in value or depreciated in value? And this is using, oh my goodness, I just noticed something. I'm not going to point it out. But there are healthy women in these women arts. That's all I'll say. That is actually a little shocking, but really cool. Right. So in the past 6 months, on average, have secret lairs appreciated in value or depreciated in value? And this is the answer. I'll just read off the page. Appreciated clearly across 717 secret lairs SKUs with 180 days of history. The average price went from $103 to $117, up about 13% on an aggregate average, and about 17% if you average each SKU's individual change percent. The median is 12.8%. So it's not just a few outliers skewing it. Yeah, I see. So if you ignore the outliers, 10, 12% in the past 6 months. It's pretty good. The breadth confirms it's broad-based, not a few drops distorting things. 78% of secret lairs in the past 6 months rose in value, while 18% fell and 30 were flat. 30 out of the 717. So interesting. Secret lairs in general do, at least recently, have been performing well. I think this is a great pickup. I think it's a great pickup for players. I think Dark Ritual and Finale Devastation, and of course Coat of Arms, these are all good cards that make sense to put in lots of decks. Like Sol Ring. Sol Ring makes sense to put in lots of decks. And for $40 non-foil, $50 foil, this is going to be a great pickup. Great cause, great cards, well-designed product from Wizards of the Coast, great value for your money. Really cool. Let's take a look at one other secret lair, this Wild and Bloom, with these 5 cards all centered around Landfall mechanics. I've already shared my thoughts on Landfall on this video series YouTube channel before. I'm not a fan. I think Landfall slows down games. You have to like fetch and go get your surveil land and play it, and you surveil into the graveyard, and then you play your second land for the turn, which is the fetch land from your graveyard, and you fetch and you go get it again. I shuffle slowly, so for me it's not a good fit. Maybe you shuffle fit quickly and it's not a big deal. But anyways, that being said, Landfall is quite popular, and Nissa, Resurgent Animist, is a $27 card. Pretty cool. While these other cards are, just a couple bucks each, it's not actually as clearly a slam dunk. And this is what I'm saying, is the Wizards of the Coast know exactly what they're doing with this. Their Magic is Limitless secret lair. They know that the value is here. They know it's a clear pickup. It's obviously a great deal. But with other secret lairs, they just don't feel the need to put in that same kind of effort, which is fine. Just interesting. So anyways, what do you think? Are these secret lairs good pickups, or is it all just a scam or something? I don't know what your thoughts are, but hey, thanks for watching. Thanks to my generous patrons who support this content, help make it possible, and I will catch you in the next video. Hopefully, subscribe. Please subscribe. See you later.